Hello? I think I might be live. All right. Oh, there we go. Let me get my counter up. Let me tweet out the stream too while I'm at it. Yo, what's up, Regan? Welcome in. I probably said your name wrong, but that's okay. All right, let's do this. What's up, Lightning? Welcome in. Still going for that Litwick. You know what it is. What's up, Pokey Nick? Welcome in. What's up, Spiky? Your Pichu? Welcome in. I cannot believe I don't have this thing yet. We're gonna go 15K for this thing. I'll tell you what, I need to pop off with shinies after this. I really do. I need to just go crazy, get a shiny after every couple hunting sessions. When did I even start this phase? It was probably like a day after I got Sizzlipede, if I were to guess. I don't think I started it the same day I got Sizzlipede. Maybe I did, I don't know. Sizzlipede was really fast. The Sizzlipede was only... No, I definitely would have probably... Because when I did Runaways, I got like 750 every 2 hours. And if I did that, I probably would have been near the tail end of a hunting session for getting the Sizzlipede. So I'm willing to bet I started it like the next day. These guys, man. These freaking Litwicks, they just don't want to be shiny. January 19th is when I got the Sizzlipede. Motostoke Litwick, Despair Hunt continues. Yeah, it does. I really hope it shows up soon. It's been tough, man. I feel like I have to be getting this thing soon. The only thing that scares me is the fact that, like, Sammy Snow went 30k for a 1 in 4096, and Supreme Arcanines went 26k for a 1 in 4096. So, like, on one hand, it's like, all right, there's only so much farther I'm gonna go for this. On the other hand, it's like, it could be like one of those hunts, though. So I don't know. I really don't know. You're back on your Riley Riolu eggs, 15k right now. Hoping we both get our hunts soon. Yeah, good luck. What's up, Thor? Welcome in. Thank you for the shiny luck. What if I just got it, like, right now, you know? It's crazy, too, because I've been, like, really superstitious about this. Because, like, it's the one time I'm doing, like, a reset hunt. Like, normally you don't do reset hunts for these. And it's like, oh, what if I'm getting the same ones? It's like, we've already proven that that's not the case. And then it's like, if I'm being real superstitious, it's like, what if I'm like getting RNG clones? And that just wouldn't make any sense. If these things can be shiny, and we know we're getting different ones every time, there's no way we'd be getting like RNG clones, because if that were the case, we wouldn't be able to soft reset hunt for anything in this game. You know? So there's just like there's no way. Also, there has been a few people that have reset for these. It's just I've never seen like a full like video of someone resetting for a shiny in here, and that's what's a little weird. You're at 88,890 for Arceus. We're talking like Gen 4, right? Not BDSP. There's no way you're that far for a BDSP one. I mean, that's still crazy if you're that far for a 1 in 8192. What's up, JG? Welcome in. Spike, eat your peach. You think for the shiny luck? You know how you have this much patience? You made it to 846 soft resets on Mewtwo and you already feel like quitting? Well, you gotta at least hit odds. Also, here's the thing. If you do 846 soft resets for Mewtwo and then quit, that's 846 soft resets that you wasted for nothing. However long that took to get that far in, if you quit, that's the all for nothing and you wasted it. That's what's keeping me going. That's what always keeps me going. Like, if I were to quit now, I wouldn't quit on this hunt. The thing that I'm like sort of considering is going back to runaways, but I just don't know if I can do that. It's a really tough decision to try to like do that. But like, there's no way I would quit on this, because however long this took, that'd be literally just a waste of time if I quit. JG, thank you for the shiny luck. You haven't seen a video, make it yourself. That's what I'm trying to do. That's not really the point, though. The point is that I've never seen anyone make like a full video on it, which is a little suspicious, you know? It's not that it's like, oh, someone needs to make a video on this. It's like, I want to see if other people have done it this way, and the videos I have seen aren't the most convincing. Not that I doubt them. Like, I know I'm just being weird at this point, but it is weird. Like, I've seen like 4 or 5 people on between YouTube and Twitter that have like said they have gotten a shiny in the Motostoke gym with resets, and every single video that they have posted with it was just a Switch recording. And the thing about the Switch recordings is that you can't do a Switch recording on the home menu. So it has to be like, the video is literally starting from like when it says Game Freak. So it'll just be like, once it loads, it'll just be like presented by Game Freak, and then it'll be this, and then it'll show them encounter a shiny. Like, that is extremely easy to fake, you know? Like, if you were to show like a few resets, it's like, yeah, obviously you're resetting for it, but for just showing like the one encounter you get shiny after loading the game up, it's like, okay. But again, like, it's probably just me being weird. I don't doubt people are like hacking these shinies. Like, that would be like, it's just weird that there hasn't been a single person that has shown more than like a reset for resetting for these. When I feel like a lot of people, like, obviously, like, don't get me wrong, if you're going for a shiny in this gym, you should never consider resetting it unless you're doing what I'm doing and you want to get like something very specific and you don't want to phase. But I feel like that should be more people than have actually attempted resets for this, you know? Like, it's just weird that there's not a single video on the entire internet of someone like actually showing resets for this hunt and getting a shiny. Get suspicious when you do really obscure hunts. This isn't even that obscure of a hunt. A lot of people have hunted this. It's just not many people have specifically done resets for the hunts, which is odd. Like, on one hand, it makes total sense because obviously the runaways are just way faster. On the other hand, it's like, there's gotta be more than just like 5 people in the world that like want to not phase while doing this hunt, you know? Make sure you have a Pokemon with Taunt. I doubt the Litwick gets Memento at this level. That would be really stupid. I've never seen someone fail a Litwick in this, even like non-shiny. I'll double check though. There's a solid chance my Pangoros have taunt, but we'll see. I mean, I'm pretty confident it cannot get Memento at this level. Like, that'd be really silly to do a gym challenge where the goal is to defeat the Pokemon and it just kills itself. Yeah, it gets it at level 56. Like, I'd have to worry about, like, Will-O-Wisp is, like, the worst thing I'd have to worry about. Why I choose soft resets over runaways? Because I don't know if you missed half of what I said. I don't want to phase. I want to specifically get Litwick. I don't want to... There's two reasons. They're kind of similar reasons. I don't want to phase. I got Vulpix first phase. I got Sizzlipede second phase. I want to get one of each. I want to just finish this with just one of each shiny without duping up on any. The other more specific reason that makes me so I kind of have to do resets is if I were to phase on specifically the right game that's running Shield, I would have to start a new save file to continue hunting to get a Litwick. And there's still another chance I'd phase again. Like, to me, that's just not worth it. Like, no one could have predicted I'd go this far for this hunt. But there's no way I'm just gonna, like, quit on it now. Yo, Mariah with the 3 months! Thank you so much, Mariah. I really do appreciate it. How's it going? When it shines, what ball are you gonna catch it in? I haven't decided yet. I have not decided yet. I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm going to keep it as a Litwick or evolve it. I'll probably, for now, keep it as a Litwick. So, I don't know. Maybe a friend ball if I have one. Spiky Ear Pichu, thank you for the shiny luck. Let's see. Do I have a friend ball? I don't have, like, a crazy selection, I don't think. I did trade some Pokeballs over, though. I have 5 friend balls on this game. I only have 1 on this game, though. What would the catch rate be? I can't attack it. Because these Pangoros do not have Scrappy. I guess if I want to be, like, real crazy about it, I could, like, grind out Dynamax Adventures on, like, my main file and then give them Scrappy so that I could actually catch it in a friend ball. No, it doesn't have any KOing moves. It's too low level. Also, that'd be, like, really silly for them to have a gym challenge where you have to defeat Pokemon and the Pokemon defeat themselves for you. Like, that just wouldn't make sense. Pretty sure the only move that Litwick can KO itself with is Memento, and it doesn't learn it till 56, so it's like, we're chilling. Like, the worst thing is, like, it can burn me. That's, like, the worst thing it can do. Rowie, did I say hi already? I don't know if I did, but welcome in, Rowie. I should check the catch rate of the Litwick. Because it's pretty expected I'm going to get it on the left game. Maybe I just trade over. I should do that. I should just trade over a couple of those friend balls. That'd probably be the best solution. Yeah, Midnight, where have you been? I checked it right as you asked, like, what you said, make sure you have a Pokemon with taunt. And I also said it twice. Let me check the catch rate of Litwick, because a friend ball might actually be kind of cool for it. What level is this thing? 25. I don't think that matters. I'm pretty sure the level only matters for level balls and nest balls. The friend ball. My Pokemon's level is 100. Story incomplete. Yes. Do you have the catching charm? No. Total Pokemon registered. Could not tell you. Could not tell you. I don't think it matters though. I think that's only for critical catches. Apparently it's a 35% chance at just full HP, not asleep, just chucking balls. So maybe I should trade a couple of the friend balls over. But if we put it to like 1 HP, it's like nearly guaranteed. So I don't know. I guess maybe if I don't get it today, I will... Oh, you have bad hearing? That's all good. Yeah, right as you said, like, make sure you have taunt, I'm like, I'm pretty sure it can't kill itself because it's too low level. Then I said, I'll check anyway, and then I checked, and I'm like, yeah, 56. But yeah, maybe I'll grind out... I should check. After this reset. I should check if I even have, like, Dynite, or I would need 2 ability patches. Let's see. I would need 2 ability patches because Scrappy is the hidden ability. And unfortunately, Pangoro is not in Scarlet and Violet, so it's not like completely free to get ability patches. You're going to do resets as well. 13,830 on Reggie Draco. Gonna keep going. Good luck. Dude, what is with the 1 in 496? Like, I was saying this before. Like, the whole reason I was, like, not suspicious. But, like, as soon as I hit 6K for this hunt, I was like, man, I see so many people go 16K for 1 in 4096. It's only a matter of time. Like, this could be it for me. And, like, sure enough. and now it's like, everyone else is also going just stupid far for shiny, for 1 in 4096 shinies specifically. Like, take me back to 1 in 8192. Let's see what I have in my bag. I doubt I have an ability patch, and I only have 129 Dynite ore. I don't even know where an ability patch would be in this. But I'm certain I don't have one. I did buy one already for my Dragonite. I gave my Dragonite Marvel Scale, which was like cool, but in hindsight, didn't realize how easy it would be to get ability patches in Scarlet and Violet, and Dragonite is in Scarlet and Violet, so would not have been hard. It would have totally been here, and it is not. Let me see. It's probably like 300 or something. Like, it's gonna be such a grind. Oh wait, we gotta go over here. Oh, part 3 come out for the Shiny Mark Challenge. I cannot give you a date on that. Not for a while. I only have 4 marks to get, but only one of them is gonna be not ridiculously long. The rest are gonna take forever to get. 200. Okay, it's not 300, it's 200. Why'd they make Beast Balls so expensive? Is there like a really easy way to just farm Dynite ore? Because I need essentially 300 more of this stuff to get 2 in order to like guarantee the catch. The Fog Mark would be a nightmare. That one, you can actually get that in Scarlet and Violet now. So I have a plan for it. If it works out, great. If not, I'll do the, I'll get it in Scarlet and Violet. I'm not worried about that one. It's I'm drawing a huge blank. The Dry Mark. I am in the wrong game. The wrong style. The Dry Mark has to be done in Sword and Shield. And then the Curry Mark's gonna take forever. You're playing black to catch tornadoes for your living decks, and you just found a shiny Ferris Seed. Nice. I still have yet to find a random shiny in any of like my living deck stuff. Like I just played through X and Y twice. I have to finish playing through X, but I'm pretty much done with it. There's a solid chance that like next stream is gonna be like living deck stuff, but it's very difficult for me to like set this hunt down. So I don't know. I might just keep going until I get this thing. Get a space-time distortion at the worst possible time. You had to close your game over it. Or if those possible, Alpha, Magnemite, and Magnetime. Wait, why'd you have to close your game over it? I don't know what would cause you to have to do that. Think you have to be at the edge of the Kitakami? Yeah, but I mean, like, with how ridiculously stupid, like, brain dead easy it is to get shinies in Scarlet and Violet, even if it's not the most conventional way, it's still not going to be hard to get a, with Mark Charm and Tidal Power, a what, like 1 in 8 mark on it? On a shiny? Like, that would take like an hour or two. That would not take long at all. Unless I get really unlucky like I did with the snowstorm mark, the blizzard mark, whatever it's called. Yeah, I don't know. You rarely do reset hunts, and every time they completely test your patience. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like, I'm kind of the same. There's so many reset hunts I want to do, and I'll like do one of them and go like well over double odds, maybe triple odds, and then I just won't want to do them anymore. Like, there's a reason why you guys don't see more reset hunts on my channel, because I like every time I get like the drive to do one, I will have some like ridiculously long hunt for it, and then it's like I just don't want to keep going. Yeah, the Curry Mark will be the last one. The Curry Mark has a solid chance of not being the hardest mark. Like, most people would be like, oh, this is going to be the worst mark ever. It's going to be so terrible. It's going to be it's 1 in 4096. Like, oh, it's so tedious. The thing about the Curry Mark is that you are guaranteed to get it. All you have to do is get the shiny. And even though, yeah, bad luck can happen, as we can see now, if you get lucky with a 1 in 4096 Curry Mark, or like Curry shiny, like, it could totally be quick. But I mean, that's just being hopeful. Like, there's a solid chance. Like, if we go like odds or longer than odds, that would take forever. But if you get it like in a, like, a lot of people get them in 1,000 or less. So it's like, if you get it in like 1,000 or less, that wouldn't be that long. Did I get the shiny? Of what? I mean, no, but like, of what? Do DAs, of course. The thing is, you'll do like a full set of DAs, which are so tedious. You'll get like, what, 10 or something? Not even. Or the unending DAs give you a lot of ore. That might be what I have to do. I might have to do the like unending ones. That probably is the best option, because then I'm not like, you just keep going and then you just keep farming DA. Like, you don't have to like worry about catching Pokemon and stuff. The thing about the Curry Mark is that it would be so crazy if I got like Sinistea, like authentic Sinistea first phase, because like I really want to get a shiny authentic Sinistea with the Curry Mark, but like it's so unlikely to get it first phase, despite it being the most common thing. It'd be something I would have to phase multiple times for, and that's something I don't know if I'm prepared for. Although I will say, when I was like messing with the Curry hunting, I think it was like the first encounter I got was an authentic Sinistea. So I'd be like, well, if it was shiny, like if like that could mean like shiny, the first shiny we get is authentic Sinistea. Probably won't. I need to get this Litwick. Man. I need to move on. I am so just like, I need to get something, man. Maybe if I get to like 20k, maybe I'll do runaways again. You know, it's so hard to like decide that, because on one hand, it's like when you do runaways, you get like you get like 1.5 times the encounter rate. So like that really adds up. Like we'd probably be over 20k by now if we did runaways. The issue is I would hate to go this far, decide to go do runaways, and then phase on us as Lippy. That would just be so terrible. Or just phase it all. It doesn't matter what it is. Like a really tough decision to make. But if we go 20k for this thing, because like the other hand is like, if I do runaways, yeah, there's a solid chance I phase, but there's also a solid chance I still get my target first phase, and the encounters are just faster. And that's like, it's very tempting to try that. Have people stopped with the asking you about Celebi meme yet? Yeah, I haven't gotten asked about that in a minute. That was very strange. It wasn't like a ton of people, but it was like enough people to be like, where are you guys getting this from? Like I had like a few people be like, did you get your shiny Celebi yet? And I'd be like, when did I say I was hunting Celebi? It was always when I was hunting like Mew. I'd be in the middle of hunting Mew like 8,000 in, and people would be like, did you get Celebi yet? It's like, what? If I hunted or was hunting Celebi, you would know. What was the other thing? There were people asking me about something else that was just like completely random. I feel like there was something else with that. It wasn't Celebi. It was, I want to say it was like another hunt. People would be like, did you get this yet? And I'd be like, what? Or it might have been something completely different. No, do you know what it was? It was people kept asking me about like shadow shinies in Coliseum or something. Like I had multiple people ask me if I got like a shadow shiny in Coliseum, or like they remember me getting a shadow shiny in Coliseum, something like that. It was something like that where like people would be like, yeah, you're the guy who got this shiny in Coliseum, and I'd be like, what? I'm like, I don't even own Coliseum. No way the RNG gods haven't blessed you yet on Litwick. Yeah, no. There's something about going this far over odds for a shiny hunt where it's like when you're like 6,000 in, 8,000 in, like your over odds, maybe double over odds, it feels like we're getting this soon. Once you hit a certain number over odds, it feels like the game is trying everything in its power to make the hunt go as far as possible. It's like if I go like in 8192, it's like if I hit like 25k or higher, I'm probably going at least 30k, despite me being extremely likely to get a shiny before that happens. It's like this, where it's like after I hit like 10k for this hunt, it's like, yeah, of course I'm gonna go like 15, 16k for this hunt, even though that's like still another over odds amount. Like I would not be surprised if we went 20k for this one. Surely before 20k. I hope so. I really hope so, because I'm kind of thinking that like at 20k I'll start doing runaways again. It's just absurd that Sword has not gotten a shiny. Sword alone has done like, I think like 11,000 without a shiny, because Shield got the first 2 phases. So Sword went 2 phases not getting anything, and then also like still just isn't getting anything from this phase. It's crazy. Mad respect for getting to this number. You would have long stopped. I feel like so many people like would just quit out on a hunt for getting unlucky, but it's like if you do that, that's just all that time wasted. You gotta see it till the end if you go this far in. I would hate to, like, I literally spent like over a month hunting this thing. I would hate to have all that be for nothing. I feel like I need to move my camera. I'm like way too far over here. Let me do that. Well, now I feel a little too far to the right. There's got to be a balance. There's got to be like a, we got to be right. Okay, I like barely moved it. I don't know if that helped. That's better, I guess. True, it's why you don't do full odds very often. Full odds isn't as bad as you think. It's only really that bad when you go this far, but you could say the same about any hunt. Like, it doesn't matter what odds you're unless it's Scarlet and Violet, like, it doesn't really matter what odds you're working with. If you go over triple odds or 4 times odds, like, that's gonna feel brutal no matter what. It's no different for full odds. Full odds, it's like, sometimes it's a little slower. But a lot of, like, I feel like nowadays, it's... excluding Scarlet and Violet, because like Scarlet and Violet is such an outlier in terms of like any sort of point I can make for shiny hunting. But a lot of the times methods slow down your encounter rate a lot, but give you higher shiny rates. A lot of the times, like if you do certain method, like for example, Masuda method, if you can do a Masuda method hunt, you can for sure do a full odds hunt. Maybe not like a reset hunt, but like you could easily do like a full odds like random encounter hunt, you know? It takes way longer to hatch eggs than it does to just like encounter a Pokemon and run. But yeah, like obviously you can't really include Scarlet and Violet in that because like even a method like Masuda method is completely outclassed by just how Scarlet and Violet works. Like, Masuda method is completely obsolete in Scarlet and Violet, unless you're specifically hatching for the Paldean starters. It's the whole reason why you never hunted. You were scared of the odds. Yeah, you shouldn't be. That's something I've learned. That's how I was when I started hunting. I was scared of the odds, but I even went like triple odds for my first hunt. But just getting the shiny and then like it just kind of got you hooked, and then there's ways like to make full odds easier. Like there's easy full odds hunts to do as well. Like you talk like Game Corner Abra and Fire Red Leaf Green, like that's a super easy hunt. Heart Gold Soul Silver starters, like you can just crank out so many encounters. Obviously, like I can't say that about this hunt. This hunt is not like what I would consider any like reset hunts are never like the easiest. Unless it's like Ruby Sapphire. But like for example, like these runaway hunts, you know? The first 2 phases when I was doing runaways for this, like it did not take that long to hit odds, and I got both phases like way under odds. Well, the first one was just a little under odds. Second one was like way under odds, and it's like, I mean, like look at that number by Sizzlipede. Like that was full odds. And I got that right at charm odds rate. Like, you know, like it's not that much different. The only time it really makes a difference is when you get super unlucky. But as I said before, it's like if you get super unlucky, even with a method hunt, it's still going to feel brutal. First full odds hunt was type null and you were hooked from there. Yeah, like there's a lot of people that are like really scared to full odds hunt, but they'll do it because they have to for a certain shiny. And they'll like realize how great it is. How it's like not scary, and that it's really exciting when you find something full odds. Egg hatch hunts test your patience a lot. Yeah, like I've never really cared for Masuda method, but now in Scarlet and Violet it's just obsolete because it's just gonna be like the slowest way to find shinies in that game. You did a random encounter Slowpoke this week, but you just wouldn't start another one for a while. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to like keep going crazy. And sometimes full odds just isn't for certain people, like, and that's totally fine. But I always encourage someone to at least try one. Open your third eye. Do you have any interest in ever hunting a roamer? Yes. It wouldn't be like, I wouldn't do a ton. Like, I'm not Sonics. I'm not going to do like a roamer quest where I get every shiny roamer. But I'm definitely interested in the Sinnoh roamers because they're the easiest ones. Outside of the genies. Those are a little different though. But yeah, the Sinnoh roamers especially Mesprit, and then maybe the Heart Gold Soul Silver ones, just because that one, like those ones can be like kind of easy with the setup and stuff. Not easy, but like not awful. Because like roamer hunts for me were always like, this seems ridiculously tedious, but with like the setup people do for Heart Gold Soul Silver, it seems not that bad. And then just like Sinnoh just being like able to track them really easily. Heart Gold Soul Silver point is super valid. Took you years to full odds hunt and came back to that, and it was great. Point to start back at. Yeah. Full odds roamers are the worst. I don't think it's possible. If I'm not mistaken, it's not possible to method hunt a roamer or like have boosted odds for a roamer, right? I'm pretty sure they're only full odds. If I'm not mistaken. Because like Black and White didn't have Shiny Charm. And Black 2, White 2, the genies don't roam. And then like after that, they're all shiny locked. Except for BDSP, but the charm doesn't work in BDSP, so they're also only full odds. But that's what's fun about full odds hunting, is that sometimes you gotta just really like plan things out. Blind Guy McSqueezy, thank you for the 2 months Prime. Thank you so much. Go look the shiny hunts, keep up the good streams. Thank you, I really appreciate it. But yeah, like obviously, like for those who are not like are iffy on full odds and whatnot, obviously I would never recommend a roamer hunt. Like they're not for the faint of heart. Like there's a reason why I haven't even done one yet. But like what's really cool about full odds hunting is that sometimes like it's about strategizing. It's about like figuring out the best way to find this Pokemon. Like roamer hunts, the reason why the Sinnoh ones and like especially the Heart Gold Soul Silver ones would be ones I would consider is because like people have optimized them. Like people have figured out ways to make them not as bad. And I think that's really cool. Just like kind of figuring out ways. Like I mentioned this a couple streams ago, but like I think Roamer Week just happened and someone just figured out a new mechanic. Not really mechanic, but like a new like quirk with the roaming Cresselia in Diamond Pearl Platinum, where if you set Cresselia free and it roams, if it's in the route between Canalave and Jubilife, instead of teleporting back to a Pokemon Center, you can just take the boat to Canalave and then go into that route, and it will stay in that route, and you get like a free like encounter if it's there, as opposed to having to track it down. Like people have even found out ways that like, okay, sometimes you don't even have to track down Cresselia. You just have to like, if it starts here, you can just go and get it. And like, it's just like little things like that. Like that's why I love full odds hunting, because it really pushes like, especially in newer games, except for Scarlet and Violet, especially in newer games, is that it really allows you to kind of like think outside the box on like how to strategize and how to plan your hunt and how to like target something without it being the worst hunt ever. And that's part of the reason why I like it. Like if you like method hunting, that's totally fine, but in my eyes, like if you're okay with boosted odds, I would imagine most shiny hunts in like Sword and Shield or earlier games, your first thought is probably Masuda method. Like when in doubt, just do Masuda method. But in terms of full odds, breeding is really not it for shiny hunting. Like it is not worth doing a lot of the time. So it's cool to try to figure out like, how can I full odds hunt my target and not make it take forever? And I don't know, it's just, there's something about it. It's more like problem solving, like figuring it out. It's more of a challenge. Like it's more than just finding a shiny. It's trying to figure out how to find the shiny, strategize the best way to find the shiny, and then ultimately find it in the end. You respect the roamer hunters, man. I wish you had the patience. Did 1K resets for the roaming dogs and burnt you out. 1K is not bad though. Just take breaks from it and then come back to it. That's actually like the roamer week that people do. A lot of shiny hunters will literally only hunt roamers on that week. Like, there's a lot of shiny hunters I know that will be like, hey, I've never done a roamer hunt. There's this roamer week coming up. Let me see how much I can get in this week. And after that, they'll be like, all right, next roamer week, I'll try again. Like, it doesn't have to be something you gotta, like, full force, like, go for. Like, you can take breaks from it. You're at 3,300 encounters for Entei and Fire Red, and it's taken 300 hours. Yeah, I wouldn't do Fire Red Leaf Green. That's a roamer hunt I just would not do. Gen 3 roamers are tough. Gen 2 roamers are tough too. It's like as of now, if I ever do a roamer hunt, it would be like either Cresselia, Mesprit, or Entei, Raikou, and Heart Gold Soul Silver specifically. Like, I don't plan to do like Latias and Latios roamers. I don't plan to do the roaming beasts in Fire Red Leaf Green or Gold Silver Crystal. Roamers are tedious, but so amazing when you find one. You got your Cresselia and Diamond just over 2,000. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I really want to get Mesprit. I've always been kind of fond of the Lake Trio. And I want to shiny hunt all of them. And obviously Mesprit, like, at least in Gen 4, has to be a roamer. So that's how I would do it. That's probably going to be the first roamer I do is Mesprit. I'm going to hunt Mew this week. If I get Litwick before this week ends, then yeah. The plan is to get this first because I'm so far in. And I'm like, the reason why I started streaming this is because it was really tough for me to be as far in as I am for this hunt. And then every time I'd go live, switch to a different hunt that I'm over odds for that I'm less likely to get, you know? So I want to just get this Litwick done before going back to Mew. Because, like, I was, like, what, like, 10,000 in or something on this hunt, and then it was, like, I would go live and shiny hunt Mew and Bidoof, and, like, even those combined, I would not get, like, as many encounters as I would for Litwick, and on top of that, they're half the shiny rate, so... So I figured I might as well stream and off-stream hunt Litwick until it just shines... and then go back to Mew and Bidoof. I have not hunted the birds yet for the Cancer Desk. I plan to do them soon, though. They're on my bingo card this year. Well, I'm going to do them in Fire Red Leaf Green. I'm probably going to try doing Runaways for Zapdos. I'm kind of interested in that. The only issue is I hope the repels aren't, like, obnoxious with it. I'm always worried that, like, with the Runaways, the thing about Fire Red Leaf Green that's like so obnoxious is that when you run out of a repel, it does, like, with like Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and then like literally every game forward, like moving forward, if you run out of a repel, you have to like hit A to get rid of the text to like continue. In Fire Red Leaf Green, you'll run out of repel, and literally anything you do will like cause you to just like exit out of that text. So like you'll be like running back and forth, and then you'll run out of repel, and if you hit the D-pad again, it'll just get rid of that text, and you'll keep running back and forth. And you inevitably get encounters without your repel going. And I'm just like really worried that if I were to do Runaways, which ultimately would for sure be the fastest way to hunt Zapdos, but if I'm doing Runaways, like, I would just be very worried that if I, like, accidentally get a few encounters, like, those would be the shiny I get instead of Zapdos. Which, to be fair, if it was, like, a Pikachu, that'd be awesome. I'd be totally down for that, but... like, when you're hunting for Zapdos, it would suck to, like, phase. You should do him as a platinum roamer? No. I mean, I don't know where you've been, but I literally just said that, like, if I'm going to do roamers, it's going to be, like, Cresselia, Mesprit, or maybe Raikou Entei from Heart Gold Soul Silver. Like, I don't really plan to do that many roamers. Like, I mean, people are very valid to say that roamers are, like, super tedious and they wouldn't attempt them. Like, I'm also very hesitant to attempt them. And there's only 4 specific ones that I would attempt. I'm just gonna hunt them in Fire Red Leaf Green. Not only do I have more games to hunt for Fire Red Leaf Green, but it's gonna be way easier, and I'd rather just do that. Like, again, like, I don't need hunts to be unnecessarily tedious. I like tedious hunts when that's, like, the only way to get the shiny, like Manaphy. Like, Jirachi, Manaphy, like, what else? Like, there's just, like, a few species of Pokemon that are just, like, ridiculously hard to get, but there's no, like, other way to hunt them. Like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to make a hunt, like, super tedious. Like, that's just not me. Like, if there's an easier way to full odds hunt a shiny, I'm just probably gonna take that. If you hunted other legendaries in Emerald, what other than Mew do you recommend? I've never hunted any legendaries in Emerald. But if I'm gonna recommend Emerald specific legendary hunts, like, I mean, any of them besides the roamers. You can do runaways for all the legendaries in Emerald. I mean, I'd even recommend, like, Deoxys. I'd probably recommend Deoxys first. Like, if you have access to, like, Ruby Sapphire, it'd be better to just hunt the legendaries in those games if they have working batteries. Deoxys you can't get in Ruby Sapphire. So if you, like, can unlock that event, like, do that. It'd be more of a more tedious hunt, but it'd be really cool. The only easier way to get Deoxys shiny outside of, like, Go is to hunt it in Fire Red Leaf Green, but there's a little more hoops to jump through in order to get, like, that event in Fire Red Leaf Green as opposed to Emerald. But if you can get it in Fire Red Leaf Green, that would be where I would recommend you hunt Deoxys. If you can find your Ruby copy, you're going to stray for a starter and Groudon. Just make sure it's got a working battery. Like, make sure it doesn't tell you the batteries run dry when you load it up, when you boot the game up. If it does, then replace the battery, because you will not be able to hunt you would still be able to hunt the starters. It would just be a lot more tedious. You wouldn't be able to hunt Groudon though. I know from experience. I did 18,000 resets on Groudon with a dead battery, not knowing that, like, was a thing. And here's the thing about replacing batteries. There's tutorials online and whatever. It's very scary to do. Like, don't get me wrong. It's, like, really scary to do it the first time, but once you do it the first time, you'll realize just how easy it is. One thing I would recommend is there's, like, these battery holders you can get on Amazon for, like, GBA cartridges. And I bought, like, a few of them, and you have to solder them in, and that's scary to do, but once you do it, you realize how easy it is. You have to solder them in, but once you do that once, it's like an actual battery holder. So you just, like, if you need to replace the battery again, you just pop it out and then put a new one in. It's super easy. So I'd always recommend those. I did it for all of my Gen 3 games except for so I did it for all my, like, my Ruby game and my Sapphire game. And I also did it for my Emerald game, but that was before I knew that the RNG didn't matter. But it's still fine because, like, you know, if I ever want to hunt Shoal Cave, I can still, like, make sure I can get the right tides. So it's not, like, the worst thing ever. But I have not done it on my second Emerald. And I have not done it on my Japanese Ruby, but that's because my Japanese Ruby came with a working battery, so I'd rather just wait till that dies before doing it. Isn't the overworld spells predetermined? Shouldn't you be doing runaways? It is for, like, everything except this. These are actually in grass encounters. They just have, like, a little visual thing on the top, like, in the overworld. I've tested it, like, I mean, I'll even show it off. Like, these Litwicks are not overworld. They just show up like this to show you that there's a Litwick here. But as you can see, like an exclamation mark shows up. And that means it's an in-grass encounter. And in-grass encounters don't generate until the exclamation mark shows up. But for these encounters, it doesn't show up until you encounter the Pokemon. So it only generates like the Pokemon once you encounter it. And like, I mean, I can prove it right here. Like, we got 2 male Litwicks. And when I reset, there's a very solid chance one or both of them will not be male on the next one. But yeah, I definitely did my research before like attempting the reset. It's just very unfortunate that I'm this far in. I wouldn't like just go straight into a reset hunt if I wasn't absolutely positive it couldn't, or if I wasn't positive it could be shiny. I wouldn't just do that. So there we go. They're both female now. They're different genders. They're just different Litwicks every time. We also caught a bunch of them, and they all had different natures and stuff. They are different Litwicks every time, and they are not shiny locked. I'm just doing resets because I don't want to phase. I got the first 2 already. I don't want to get another one of those while trying to get Litwick. So let's see these ones. These ones are both male again, which is kind of funny. Wonder if the next set will be both female again. That'd be kind of crazy. Okay, you're interested in doing these hunts. You wanted to make sure. I mean, like, if you want my honest opinion, just do the runaways because it's going to be faster. If you're okay with phasing. If you absolutely like need to get Litwick or need to get Sizzlipede or need to get Vulpix and don't want to phase at all, then that's when you would want to do the resets, because like ultimately the runaways are like better in almost every way. Kaises the Hunter, thank you for the shiny luck. These overworld spawns are different. The models are just modeled and not individual mod. Yeah. Which is kind of funny because with that whole like overworld shiny mod that came about last year, people have figured out some like weird things with these like this game. A crazy example is if you do that Impidimp hunt in Glimwood Tangle with the like the mushrooms. When you go up to it's only the first mushroom, I'm pretty sure. When you go up to it, there's like an Impidimp that runs away, and then you hit the mushroom, and then you get an encounter with like a different Impidimp. Apparently, the Impidimp that runs away is like a full like generated Pokemon, because people figured out with the Overworld mod that the Impidimp that runs away can be shiny. And then another thing that was really weird that was found is someone did a shiny lock removal for Galarian Articuno. And when Galarian Articuno does that little game with you where it splits into 3 and you have to find the real one, the decoys can be shiny. But that's only if you do a shiny lock removal. But it's just like weird. There's like weird things like that. It's kind of wild that like these Litwicks aren't even like actual Pokemon. Like these quote unquote overworld Pokemon like aren't actual Pokemon. They're just like there. They have nothing to do with the encounter that you are getting. Yeah, this is by far my longest one in 4096. It's my longest by like 4,000 now. Like my previous longest was like 10,000. Oh, Arthur, did you did resets for Sizzlipede, or did you do the runaways? I just need some like verification. I know it's possible. It's so disheartening when I like as soon as I switch over to resets that I haven't seen like anyone else do. It's like now I'm going this far, you know? I just need reassurance that someone like actually has just successfully saved in front of something in this gym and then just kept resetting until it was shiny. What's up with this horrible luck? How'd you do the Litwick? What I do to it to anger it, dude? I don't know, man. I think it's because I just picked it last to go for. I wanted Vulpix first and I got it first, and then I wanted Sizzlipede second and got it second. I think Litwick was just like super jealous, so it's like, you know, it's probably because I didn't put it on my bingo card. I only had Sizzlipede and Vulpix on my bingo card, and I honestly wasn't even planning on hunting this Litwick. But after getting the first two, like, because the idea was like, oh, I'll hunt for Vulpix and Sizzlipede. There's a solid chance I phase and get like Litwick or something. But then I got Vulpix, then Sizzlipede, and now it's like, okay, well, I might as well go for the third one now. If I didn't phase. Doubting whether or not your Pokemon is huntable. The thing is, there's like, it's without a doubt, there's no way this thing can't be shiny. I could think of every like superstitious scenario that could result in this thing never being shiny and just debunk it immediately. Like, for example, we already debunked the fact that this isn't the same Litwick every time. We've already debunked that. Like, we can look at these both won't be male, even though we've seen both males and both females. See, this one male, one female. Like, we know they're different Litwicks. I've even caught them, like, just to like confirm that they're different natures and whatnot. The only, like, the other thing I could be like is, oh, maybe because I'm resetting, there's like some weird RNG bug where like I'm getting RNG clones, kind of like Emerald, or I guess like what, Crystal, if you use the touch screen to reset in the virtual console. But like, the debunk for that is the fact that you can reset for other things shiny. Like, you can do the strong spawn resets, you can do the Reggies, the resets, the Swords of Justice. Like if there was some weird RNG bug in this game with resets, you wouldn't be able to reset hunt any of the reset huntable things. And then obviously this thing can be shiny because, like, not only do you have so many other people gotten shinies in this gym, but also I have. So it's like, there's just no way this thing, like, will never be shiny. It's gonna be shiny at some point. It just feels like it won't be. I remember getting your shiny Litwick back in Black 2 a long time ago with Shiny Charm, though. I want to do, I want to hunt Litwick in the tower. I feel like that'd be cool. But this is also a cool hunt, so that's why I want to do it. Yeah, 3.5 times over odds. Yeah, it's been tough. I think what's frustrating is that this has been happening to me so often now. Like, these kind of numbers are like, so many people just would never get this far. But like, I do this like all the time now, and that's kind of what's frustrating about it. Like, I literally went like 3-4 times odds like 3 times last year. And now like I'm already starting this year off like doing it again. Good night, Thor. Thank you for hanging out. Not saying your method isn't possible, it's just that little bit of doubt creeps in. Yeah, no, I mean, I know that's what you're saying. I'm just kind of showing like, yeah, I'm feeling that, even though I know for a fact, like, I can get this thing shiny. I know for a fact this thing can be shiny, but it just can't. It's just very odd that, like, as soon as I switch over to resets, I'm getting the worst luck I've ever gotten in a 1 in 40 96 hunt. I've never gone this far before, not even close. And it's the one time I'm doing the, like, slightly unconventional method that, like, no one else has done for this hunt. That's what's weird. But we'll get it. Hopefully less than 20k. I never thought I'd be going like I never thought I'd be like pushing 20k for a 1 in 4096. What's the quirk with Virtual Console Crystal you mentioned? Allegedly, if you do resets with the touch screen as opposed to like the actual button combination, it will like, it's not like guaranteed. It's not like Emerald, but like it gives you a really high chance at like getting RNG clones, allegedly. I'm still like iffy on it. Like there's been evidence to suggest that's the case, but like for me, I used the touchscreen to reset hunt for Dratini and Crystal in the Virtual Console, and I ended up getting it after 6,000. Like it was a really standard shiny hunt. But yeah, apparently it doesn't make it so it's like impossible to get a shiny. It just makes it so that you are a lot less likely to get it, allegedly. So if you do reset hunts in the Virtual Console for, I think it's only Crystal. I don't know if it's for Gold and Silver. But yeah, allegedly if you do resets for the Virtual Console Crystal, you need to make sure you're doing the button combination. First and only 3 times hunt was Eevee, but you're only about 4,000 away and Leaf Green for 3 times odds. Yeah, like 3 times odds doesn't happen that often. Like for my 1 in 4090 or my 1 in 8192s, for most of my shiny hunting career, I got like a decent amount of 20k hunts, but I like never hit 3 times odds. Like my first ever shiny hunt was my longest for like years. And then even after I broke that record, it's still like if I went triple odds again, it'd be like once. Now all of a sudden I'm doing it like every 3rd hunt. It's ridiculous. We find out it's shiny locked. Game Freak owes you a shiny Dami statue in Gen 10. I don't really go by Dami unless that's like something else. Game Freak's not gonna do anything. It is wild that these aren't shiny locked, I will say. It's crazy how disappointed we were with the shiny locks in this game, only to find out that there's like so much more you can hunt in this game that isn't locked, as opposed to like the games that came after. It's kind of sad, honestly. Recently you've been playing your copy of Platinum, trying to radar hunt some shinies so you can do some Master Ribbon quest on them before it's too late. I would say just don't worry about it. We don't know when Bank's shutting down, and if it does shut down, I'm sure there'll be some like unofficial way, at least, to still send Pokemon up. Just put in a calculator, it says you had a 97% chance of seeing it. I mean, you could say that about any time I go this far. I go this far so often too. It's ridiculous. 97% chance of seeing it, would that mean like it's only like a 3% chance to go this far? Meaning like once out of every 33 hunts I should go this far. Yet out of the last like 33 hunts, I went this far like 7 times or something like that. At least this will make for a great video. This would have made for a great video without me going this far for it. You tried capture them and then trade them to PK Hex. Check if they can be shiny. I don't have PK Hex. Also, wouldn't you need a modded Switch for that? I don't have a modded Switch. Also, we know for a fact they can be shiny. Not only have I found 2 shinies in this gym already, but we're seeing different Litwicks every time. Like, we know for a fact they can be shiny. Also, there's literally people in chat that either have gone or are currently going farther than I am for a 1 in 4096. Like, this isn't like the craziest, unbelievable thing in the world, you know? Like, it just happens sometimes. You just got a GameCube Jirachi to transfer up. Nice. Dude, having the Coliseum bonus disc is so cool. It's so cool being able to just get, like, unlimited Jirachis. You worry how third-party bank transfer would work when the Pokemon transferred home, get the home track. Yeah, that's the only thing that, like, worries me. But it's like there's not much we can do. Like I don't want to like have to feel FOMO for shiny hunts if something happens, but it's just like, you know, there might be a way, there might not be a way, but I just don't want to have to worry about it. Just go at my own pace. What's up, Poseidon? PK Hex or modding is lame in your opinion? I think PKX is cool to like see certain info on the Pokemon, but like to use it to like hack in stuff, I think is lame. Like when I saw like Absol Blogs use PK Hex to see if like what his Dunsparce PID was, to see if it would be a 3 segment, like I thought that was cool. He didn't do any hacking, he just like let it show him like the value you just can't normally see. Like I thought that was cool. But yeah, I mean, I haven't really had a reason to do something like that. Fortunately, because Pokemon get a home tracker assigned when moving from bank to home, any unofficial means to transfer it once bank shuts down is guaranteed to produce an illegal Pokemon. Unless someone figures out a way to do that. I've heard there's already a way to like not use bank to send stuff into home, and I feel like that wouldn't exist if that was like 100% true. But who knows? I mean, the thing is, Pokemon Company is really strict on like having their games be compatible with each other. So there is still a chance like they do something about it. They do make some other way. Sent your friend a message to see if you can borrow the second 3DS to get stuff done. Nice. The cinematic and music was cooler than I remember. I mean, it's like whatever. It's not like that crazy. It reminds me of Mario Party 3. The little star that comes up. Just reminds me of like... That's just kind of like what it looked like when stuff happened in Mario Party 3, like before you started or like after you finished the game. If you get a 3DS, you're modding it for sure. I plan to mod my my 2DS that I just got once I'm done with my Gen 6 living decks, or maybe once I'm done with like just my full living decks challenge, just because like obviously it's the only way to get the virtual console games now. Also, the main reason I want to do it is to be able to back up save files from like my DS games. I'm capable of backing up my Game Boy save files, but not my DS save files. And I think it'd be really nice to be able to back up DS and like 3DS save files in case something happens to them. I also bought a Lugia GameCube edition bundled with XD and Coliseum for $450. Very good condition. Do you think that was a good bargain? Yeah, actually. I'm pretty sure Coliseum and XD like separate. Like, if you were to buy both Coliseum and XD without a GameCube, it'd probably be, like, more than that or the same amount as that. Maybe a little less. I don't know. Like, it would be roughly the same price, if not more expensive. So, yeah, I think that sounds like a good deal. I know GameCubes on their own aren't super expensive, but... yeah. You can deposit illegal Pokemon or even clones with a duplicate home tracker, and it'll just assign them a new one. Yeah, I don't know how that works. A Groudon background theme for the 3DS would go crazy. I haven't like modded my 3DS or anything, but I have like a theme of Steven. And then I have another theme of red and blue. And I use the red and blue theme a lot. And those are pretty cool. It plays like the old school champion battle from red and blue. But like the design of red and blue are from like Fire Red Leaf Green. Not from the originals. And then the Steven one is like his team from Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and it plays the Steven battle theme from Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. And then every time you open the 3DS app, it does the Pokemon Center healing theme. It does that for both of them. Honestly, it's a shame how by far the best way to check Pokemon is to use PK hacks. When you say like hack check, mean like check if they're hacked? Or are you saying like hack and also check Pokemon? Lightning with the no way.
Oh my gosh, my controller's vibrating.
Messed up on the clone glitch in Emerald and erased a legit shiny Charmander and Dratini from your Fire Red file. You were so mad. You just soft reset without, like... If you accidentally delete something in Emerald, you can just reset. Like, you just don't save. You just, like, reset. Like, turn your game off. If something happens, just turn your game off and back on. Check if a Pokemon you already have is hacked. Well, I know if mine are hacked or not because I don't really just like trade for Pokemon. Might not be going 16,000 today, but that's when you think you'll get it. I hope so, because even that would be soon. You did, but the file... Oh, if the file corrupts, that's different, yeah. That's unfortunate. When I was doing like the duplication, like palm egg glitch and stuff, I always like made sure I didn't have anything important on the save files. And even after all that, like I only like messed my game up a couple times, and it was never like a permanent mess up. Like I never corrupted the file. The 2 times I like messed stuff up was like if I glitched in the wrong Pokemon and then it just like causes the game to crash. Or one instance I like messed something up and then I couldn't get encounters anymore. Like just like you run in the grass, it'd be like having a permanent repel down. And both times I just reset and it was fixed after resetting, like after soft resetting. Resorting to just checking Unown and praying for Cherubi outbreaks for the last one. Good luck. What's my shiny living dex looking at the moment? It's kind of all over the place. For Kanto, I have 86 unique species. For stuff like outside, it's hard to gauge because like I don't have them all in one spot. I'll probably do that pretty soon, where I like back up my save file. That's why I want to back up my save files. I want to back up my save files and then just like send up all my shinies into home, so that I can have them in home in like one spot and showcase like all of them, but also like still have them in the old games, just to like, because I think they look cooler in the older games. Like whatever game I got them in, kind of have the best of both worlds. There's people that only keep like their shinies in the game they caught them in, and then there's people that like always send up. I think it'd be cool to do like a little bit of both. Like obviously if I were to effectively clone them, I wouldn't like count them for anything, but just to have them in 2 places at once would be cool. But yeah, it's kind of hard to gauge. If you do exclamation shiny dex, it shows like my Kanto shiny living dex. I think you can do that in YouTube, unless Nightbot is weird. But yeah, some of the things in my Kanto shiny living dex I'm not really counting because they're not full odds, and I recently made a rule where I only want to count full odds stuff. So I'll have to rehunt them at some point, but that's for the most part like what we got, with just like a few later gen stuff. Let's say XXX out of 1056. How many are the XXX? Probably like 100 or something. Maybe like 100. I'd say probably no more than 120. Well, let's see. I have, I could actually probably figure this out, low key. Maybe not. This might be hard because like some of these are just like random shinies that I don't count. I want to count the ones I get live that are full odds. And that's like, I'd have to go through this and like count them all. I don't know if I can give you like a solid answer. But 120 is probably like close to the most accurate number I could give you. You avoid trading when possible, but it sucks when you just have to assume anything traded is hacked because of home in-game hack checks are so bad. Yeah, that's what I like. Anytime I get a shiny from a trade or something, I just assume it's hacked, unless it's Scarlet and Violet. But even then, it's not like I count it for anything. Yeah, you don't want to go back to Scarlet and Violet until you have at least Cherrim. You need to make a Google sheet with all your stuff. It's too much. Use Austin John Plays Living Dex Tracker. Customize a bit, but it's solid. I have a Living Dex Tracker as well. I don't know if I have a command for it, though. So 120 out of 1056. You got a lot of hunting to do. Well, I'm also including like gender differences and regional variants, so it'd be like 120 out of like 1400 something. So yeah, I have a lot of hunting to do. I mean, that's just how it is for full odds, but I've made it very clear I don't think shinies should be treated as something that you just have to get as quickly as possible. Like, if I get them all awesome, it's going to be something I try to do, but if I don't, I'm just going to cherish. Oh yeah, I don't. Mine isn't for like game sources. My Living Dex tracker is just like every Pokemon form change, gender difference, whatever, not shiny. And then I might make a shiny one too. And then it's like it just tells you like what the oldest possible game you can catch them in is. Do you count Scarlet and Violet shinies towards your shiny Living Dex? If I get them full odds and live, then yes. So like, for example, like when the Indigo disc came out, I was streaming doing like the BBQs to try to like get those in to like fill out the decks and whatnot. And I found a random full odd shiny Trapinch live. Like, that one counts. But then, like, literally later that day when I was off stream, I found a random shiny Minchino, and then the next day I found a random shiny, like, Swablu. They were all full odds, but those two I'm not counting. Also including Go as separate, which is so annoying as well. Yo, Maltz Memer with the prime. Oh, no, not Maltz Memer. Oops, accidental. That's perfect for what I just did. Thank you for the prime. I do really appreciate it. Apologies for thinking you were Maltz Memer, but Maltz Memer literally chatted right as that happened, and I assumed it was like tied to the prime thing. Because I think you can type messages when you do that, and most people do that. So there'll be like a message right next to the notification for the subscription. So when Maltz Memer and then it says subscribed with Prime, I'm just like, what? But apologies for that. Oops. Thank you so much for the Prime. I do really appreciate it. Yeah, you're not with Prime. Yeah, it was just like a really coincidental thing. It was like a few streams ago, we had two people follow at the exact same time, and I got the notification for the follow, but it was like the thing that showed up on screen was a different person, and I was like, what the heck? But then the person that like followed at the same time, like shortly after their notification went through, it was really weird. Just like crazy timing. But what are the odds? 1 in 4096 is what we're going with right now. Oh, you were asking about the shiny odds. I thought you were asking about the odds of like doing that at the first time I was making a joke. Yeah, 1 in 4096. I thought you were asking about the like what are the odds of the timing of that? Should come soon then, I hope. See, you would think that. You can't say should come soon because there's people that have gone like there's a chance I'm not even halfway done with this. Sammy Snow recently went 30k for a 1 in 4096. If that happens to me, I'm not even halfway done with this hunt. Which is awful to think about, but could happen. W for the longest hunt? I disagree. Guys, I enjoy full odds hunting, but no one enjoys going this far over odds. A lot of people seem to think that full odds hunters just like the hunts to be long. That's not it at all. I think what's frustrating is that it's like my longest hunt has happened like so like it just keeps happening. It's like every few hunts I do, I get like a record-breaking hunt. It's just like, I'm just over it. Like, I just want average log for once. Shiny Unknown K and halfway done with these round 1. What do you mean by round 1? I thought you were going for alphas. Or am I mixing that up with someone else? You're doing a shiny deck. Oh, okay, okay. Well, congrats on the unknown. Someday I wanted to go for all the unknowns. Unknown in BDSP as well. Cries. What do you mean? That's like really cool because it's full odds. I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, you're at 13 out of 28. Oh, is that a duplicate one? Oh, that sucks if it's a duplicate. You didn't know. It's not you're giving me a lot of like contradicting statements. Like, are you happy? I'm very confused. Why are you crying about the BDSP and the BDSP unknown? I'm so confused. The more you're saying, the more confused I'm getting to. BDSP is all going to manipped. I don't know what that means. Like, are you RNG manipulating them? Or, like, I don't know if you're going to. I don't know what that means. You're giving me a lot of the info I'm not asking for. And it's just making it more confusing. Okay, so you're doing RNG manipulation for BDSP. I'm still not sure why you're like crying about the unknown. Like was it not a letter you needed? It's crazy how often people like talk about RNG manipulating in my chat when it's very I've made it very clear I am not a fan of it. So I don't know how it always gets brought up. Or like so many people just do it now. No, I didn't give up on Mew. I just want to get this stupid Litwick done. I don't give up on shiny hunts. That is not me. Never assume I'm giving up on a shiny hunt. If I'm not doing a shiny hunt, it's because I'm either doing something else that I think is gonna like be done faster, or I'm just taking a break. Was letter needed? You're just losing your mind. That is wild to me. That you're RNG manipulating, still getting stuff you need, and losing your mind on it. It's actually wild to me. I'd be losing my mind if I was like hunting all of them full odds and just constantly getting duplicates. Like I feel like that'd make me lose my mind on them. I think they're saying they're currently hunting them in Legends Arceus and will do BDSP manips later. 13 out of 28 is for Legends Arceus, not BDSP. You still haven't answered like the one question. No, you did. I still don't know why you're like, I don't know. I'm just gonna stop asking. I'm not gonna figure this out. Like if you're going for them in Legends and you get a K and you needed it, then like what was the whole why would you even bring up BDSP? I'm so confused. There's so many things that you just like said that made it so much more confusing. The fact that you need to do it a second time is all. I mean, that's just on you. It's kind of weird to like give yourself a challenge and then like be like, man, I can't believe I have to do this challenge that I set myself. When I can't imagine it's gonna be that bad if you do RNG manipulation. I'm assuming you can make it, you can like pick what letters you get too. Oh, you can't pick them? That's weird. I feel like if you're manipulating the RNG, you should be able to pick what letters you get. Each room has 4 different ones. No, that's not how it works. Unless it's different for BDSP, but the way it should work is the big rooms, like the large rooms that are like the hallways almost, it'll be like the first floor is F, second floor is R, third floor is I, fourth floor is E, fifth floor is N, and the sixth floor is D. And then the other smaller rooms are just random amongst the rest of them. Except for exclamation and question mark. There's a separate room for those, but that's through the ruined maniac guy, the tunnel dude. Unless it's different in BDSP, but I'm willing to bet it's not. Okay, so yeah, so each room doesn't have 4 different ones. That's just not how it works.
This does put a smile on my face.
Yo, Sussy Sus or Sus Sus? Thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. You've not done your complete research. You won't lie other than seeing the possible. Okay, well, what I said is true. It's FRIEND in the big rooms only. Like, each room has, like, a different letter. And then all the other, like, smaller rooms are just random amongst the rest. They're, like, 5% for each one. And then exclamation point and question mark have, like, their own room, and it's just 50-50 between them. Yeah, like, amongst the different games, at some point I want to, like, hunt all of the Unown. And I feel like amongst, like, the different games they appear in, it's, like, not the worst thing to target every letter, but there's still going to be some that are just going to be, like, annoying. Good luck with the rest of your stream hunt today, heading to bed. Well, thank you for hanging out. Part of me feels like I need to get a different, like, light for my face cam. I feel like the constant me using this is making my eyes, like, not good. Should do, like, a soft light setup. I just don't have that much space for it. I'm planning on doing all of them at the moment. Legends Arceus, just Truby is being something rude at the moment. I mean, Truby is just a hard thing to get. Let me see something. What if I turn my light, turn it up, and then turn it this way? My face is still dark, but it feels so much better on my eyes. I wish I had, like, a better light. I might just do it like this, though, for a while, so that my eyes have been, like, not feeling good lately. You know how other people feel, but you really don't enjoy hunting in Legends Arceus? Yeah, I agree with that. I think if you're, like, a full odds hunter, you probably don't like hunting in Legends Arceus, and if you're a method hunter, you probably really enjoy it. That's kind of the consensus. Because it's, like, really easy to get boosted on shinies in Legends Arceus, but it's, like, pretty difficult to full odds hunt. I mean, like, there's a reason why on, like, my YouTube channel I only have one shiny reaction for Legends Arceus. It's because I just don't enjoy hunting in it. I think they really dropped the ball. Like, I mean, a lot of it is the Overworld thing, but just, like, the main thing is the research level 10 boosting your shiny rates. You did method hunts? Actually, you just find it very annoying to reset for outbreaks and keep track of permutations. I feel like that's a you thing, though. You don't have to do that. Like, keeping track of permutations is not, like, the intended way to shiny hunt the stuff, you know? What's up, Halogens? Welcome in. The shinies are definitely not shinying, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm like, that's a you thing. You don't have to do that for shiny hunting in Legends Arceus. That's you wanting to really take advantage of, like, the game's mechanics, but then it's, like, causing too much thought in it, I guess. Very easy to just like go to outbreaks are very easy to get shinies in. It's very easy to just go to random outbreaks and just get shinies from them. But I will say, even with method hunting, overworld shiny games for method hunts. I guess here's the thing. It's not even like if you're a method hunter, you'll enjoy it. It's if you like easy shinies, you'll enjoy it. Because even methods in Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet are not even methods. They're just like temporary or permanent shiny boosts that aren't anything special. Like you don't do anything different than just anything else. Like the extent of the quote-unquote shiny hunting methods in Legends Arceus and BDSP are just go to specific area, get higher shiny rates, or do one thing and get higher shiny rates. Like they're very boring. They're very boring and low effort methods, and they also just yield like tons of shinies. It's just so like not interesting at all. In fact, I'd actually argue full odds hunting in Legends Arceus is probably more engaging and fun than method hunting. It's just difficult to actually full odds hunt in Legends Arceus because of the research level 10. But if you can, there's like ways to like actually make it interesting and unique. Like if you make a full odds file, it's like it can be enjoyable to shiny hunt. Only method hunting you like is SOS and Let's Go, honestly. But I mean, just like look at like SOS. Like just look at past methods. There was like SOS. There was DexNav. There was chain fishing. There's the wormhole minigame thing. And you go all the way from that, like from all these games, all these like unique methods to just go to this area that has higher shiny rates. You know, like it's just weird. And I 100% blame the overworld shinies because of it. There's only so much you can do with overworld when all the encounters work the same. You know, I guess it depends if you're looking for a shiny or if you're trying to get a specific shiny. If you just want a shiny, you agree the outbreaks are really straightforward. Yeah, but if you're looking for a specific shiny, it's not that hard to just go in and out and like reroll the outbreaks. And just like do that over and over again. Like I think you're suffering from I don't want to like put you on blast or anything because obviously this is no disrespect. But I think you're suffering from like the getting too used to easy shinies to the point where like when the shiny, like you're so used to it that when something isn't quite as easy, despite it still being way easier than past games, it's like annoying. And I'm not saying that's like a just you thing. Like even that happens to me. Like you guys see me like getting frustrated when I get like less than 5 shinies in a sandwich in Scarlet and Violet, you know? It's not hard, you just dislike doing it. You'd rather hunt with worse odds but less active effort. Yeah, that's why I love like traditional encounters over Overworld. Traditional encounters are like so chill. They're more satisfying when you get them full odds. And there's also, if you want to do method hunts, there's like way more unique ways to do it. It is crazy because like so many, like I still think I'm in the minority preferring like traditional encounters over Overworld, but it like blows my mind that like from my perspective, like how much better they are. But I mean, people just see easy shinies and they're just like, well, it's better because it's easier to get them. And that's just, not only do I disagree with that, but they're also in almost every way not better. Outside of being easy shinies. That's the thing about like the Dynamax Adventures. It was like Dynamax Adventures, like you get the like 1 in 100 shiny rate if you have Shiny Charm. But it's like for like Zygarde, like you have to like go crazy hard. You have to like really be like have good RNG, get the right stuff, have the right strategy, do this just to get one encounter. When it's like I'd rather just full odds reset for Zygarde. Like that'd be so much more satisfying and it wouldn't be a chore to do. I think Overworld is Z, honestly, because it's been hard to finish these 2 games because of boredom. Expecting things instantly, but yeah. Yeah, it's like, it's just like part of the expectation too. Like you get that expectation of like, this shiny shouldn't take that long to get. And that makes it so much less exciting when you do get it, as opposed to like this Litwick. Obviously, most hunts would never go this far. Even full odds. But like, dude, I'm gonna freak out when I get this Litwick. I'm not expecting it to show up anytime soon because it hasn't yet. You feel that? You got shiny Zygarde today, went triple odds with shiny charm. Yeah, it's just like it's such a chore to like do that. Like that's one of the reasons why I didn't like Dynamax Adventures. You have to like you have to put so much effort into something that in my opinion isn't even as satisfying because it's like forced boosted odds. It's like such a Pokemon Go-esque thing to do. And like I understand a lot of people love them. Like I will admit like Dynamax Adventures simply just are not for me. But at the same time, I think it's ridiculous that they have certain shinies that you have to hunt boosted odds now. That's literally like Pokemon Go. And that's like one of the things. I feel like the main series has been taking like the things I like the least about Pokemon Go, and like those are the things they're taking from Pokemon Go and implementing them in the main series games. Oh, lots of people play Pokemon Go during community days. What should we do? Let's make shinies ridiculously easy and not exciting. That's a good idea. Oh, people like when they find shinies in Pokemon Go. What should we do? Let's make it so that these shinies are like always boosted odds. That's a great idea, man. Like Pokemon Go, like there's like 6 different levels of shiny odds in Pokemon Go, and some Pokemon just like always have them. Like, you can't get a full odds Sneasel in Pokemon Go. It's always a boosted odds. But then now it's like they took that aspect that I hated and then like put it into mainline games by making like, oh, Zygarde, Tapu Koko, Tapu Fini, Tapu Bulu, Tapu Lele, Solgaleo, Lunala, Necrozma. Like, yeah, these are always just boosted odds. And on top of that, they're really annoying to hunt. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Sword and Shield. And I think Sword and Shield is still the best Switch Pokemon game, mainline game. But, yeah, that's when the downfall started of the series, I will admit. Yeah, you loved finding 62 shinies during Gibble Day. Yeah, it's so crazy. But that's like, but the thing is, Scarlet and Violet is even worse. Because it's not even 3 or 6 hours. You can just do that anytime in Scarlet and Violet. Regional forms are always 1 in 64. That's 100% false. Are you talking like regional Pokemon like Kangaskhan, Tauros? Those are usually full odds. Still better than Cubfu odds, true. Not much better, but still better. I'm talking about Alolan form, Galarian form. Almost all of those are 1 in 64. Not all of them, though. Alolan, Rattata, and Geodude are full odds in Go. Are there any Galarians that are full odds? There might not be. There's a solid chance that Hisui and Quillfish is full odds, too, but it's too early to know. But yeah, not all of them, but most of them are 1 in 64. I think to some extent the super boosted Dynamax Ventures just cancel out how long tedious they used to do. Yeah, but that's the same like mindset that Go has, where it's like some Pokemon are just boosted odds because you don't encounter them as often. And I think that's ridiculous. Like I still think that's ridiculous. In terms of average time to shiny, they're not even better than wormholes. I mean, wormholes are like really busted with the shiny rates, but yeah, like I don't think they shouldn't have it like, oh, this method takes a while, so let's force everyone to have boosted odds. It's like, no, don't do that. Just have a better method. Have a better method and have it like, don't force boosted odds on us. Calm Day shinies are annoying. You can't mass delete them. You can't. Oh yeah, you can't mass delete shinies in Go. That's weird. Because you can mass delete legendaries. You think you complete the Gen 9 shiny living dex in a week plus 1 to 2 days? That's sad. I had heard like people were like filling out the entire Scarlet and Violet shiny dex in like a couple weeks. Like a week? Like, that's just ridiculous. You're talking about, yeah, I already read that. Doubtful Quillfish is full odds from what we saw in Sinnoh Tour. Yeah, but Quillfish like spawns a lot. Like again, it's usually they take it based on like how you encounter them. Like if something is like egg or like raid or research exclusive, like exclusive to those, they're usually 1 in 64. Quillfish, it's just, yeah, there's a chance it's boosted odds, but I could also see it not being boosted odds because it spawns wild when most of the other like Hisuians don't spawn wild, you know? It's too early to tell. I wouldn't be surprised if they made it boosted odds, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it's full odds. It's just too early to tell for that one. But yeah, like a Alolan Geodude and a Alolan Rattata and a Alolan Diglett. I forgot about Alolan Diglett. None of those are boosted odds. All Hisuians spawn wild. Where are you at? I have not seen any. I've only seen Quillfish since Sinnoh Tour. Oh wait, no. Voltorb spawned wild before Sinnoh. I haven't seen it since though. Growlithe, I don't think ever spawned wild. Yeah, I don't think Growlithe ever spawned wild besides Sinnoh Tour. The Overworld shinies in Let's Go and Legends aren't terrible, but Scarlet and Violet just made them terrible. They weren't terrible in Let's Go and Legends, but they also weren't great. Like, they just, like, again, like, I think every iteration of, like, Overworld shinies that we get is, like, done worse than the last, but I still, no matter what, will prefer traditional encounters. There's just so much more you can do with them, so much more engagement that can be done, so much more unique methods that can be done, and on top of that, like, you aren't forced to have shinies be common from the start, or uncommon from the start. They still feel special when you find them full odds, and if you have like a method you want to do, it'll still feel special that way. Imagine they're both shiny at the same time. Wouldn't that be funny? That would be crazy. I don't think that'll happen though. You finished the shiny Scarlet and Violet Paldex in 4 to 5 months. That seems like a more realistic thing, but like again, that's ridiculous still. North Hemisphere got Sneasel, Growlithe, Quillfish. Southern gets Voltorb. I'm in the Northern Hemisphere. I have not seen a Sneasel or Growlithe. And since the season change, I don't think I've seen Quillfish. So I have not seen that. Maybe they're just rare, but they're probably still boosted because they have been spawning a lot of perma boosted stuff. So it wouldn't be like that weird. I just don't know about Quillfish because Quillfish was like at the time, like the only one that like actually spawned like commonly. So who knows? Been playing Pokemon for a few years and your only shiny is the guaranteed Ponyta in Legends. It just means you're not hunting at all. Just do some shiny hunts. I mean, they're pretty much free in like the later games, so you wouldn't have to try too hard to find a shiny. You found 4 Growliths this afternoon and a Quillfish. Huh. Yeah, I haven't seen anything. Long time since you've been here. Did you ever finish that Mark challenge? No. It's gonna be a while before I finish that. I don't think people realize how just absurdly ridiculous it is to go for like the last few marks. They're both shiny at the same time. Does that count as a phase? I don't know. I guess it depends on what you're going for. I guess technically it would be like we phased and then got another shiny first encounter if you want to be like super technical. We know Sneasel is out there, but it's rare. Yeah, I mean, the only Sneasels I've seen were Zoroas that were my buddy. Then I was walking Sneasel. You personally prefer overworld spawns, but it'd be nice if Scarlet and Violet had some option for people who prefer full odds hunts. I mean, you can full odds hunt in Scarlet and Violet, but the shinies aren't rare. I feel like people, I hate to like stereotype or anything, but I feel like people that prefer overworld spawns only like them because the shinies are easier. Like, what reason could you give me? Okay, there's 2 reasons, and 2 of them aren't like super valid. Okay, well, no, 1 isn't super valid. 1's valid, but I disagree with it. What reason could you give me as to why you prefer overworld over traditional that isn't shinies are easier and it's more realistic? You like them because you prefer them for casual playthroughs. So that kind of falls in line with the shinies are easier, right? I think they're annoying for casual playthroughs because you're constantly like not trying to, you just constantly run into crap, at least in Scarlet and Violet. It's better in Legends because you don't like initiate the encounter when you run into them. You have to like throw something at them. But yeah, it's like Scarlet and Violet, you'll be like running trying to get to a place and then it'll just be like, oh, this Pokemon spawned right in front of you that you can't see. Ran into that. You don't care about shinies when playing casually? But like, what do Overworld have to offer to you then? Like, you gotta actually give me a reason besides you prefer them for casual playthroughs. It's not really a reason. Like, why do you prefer them for casual playthroughs? You know? Like, I'm genuinely curious. I feel like when people do prefer Overworld, it's mainly because the shinies are just a lot easier. Which I think is a negative, in my opinion. Which I understand, like, most people, like a lot of people would disagree with that, but that's just how I see it. Like, I could list, like, 100 different reasons as to why traditional's, like, better than Overworld. Maybe not 100, that's kind of an exaggeration, but I feel like every time someone says they prefer Overworld, it's like the 2 reasons I listed. It's shinies are easier, and then it's like more realistic to like run into a Pokemon and not have it change to a shiny. When I think is like such a ridiculous argument because it's Pokemon. It's not a realistic game to begin with, and also like with friggin' Scarlet and Violet, at least the game looks and runs like trash. So I don't know if realism is the thing you're actually wanting. Just find it actually exciting to catch a lot of Pokemon and fill out your decks when you see them in the overworld and go after them, whereas with random encounters, you just perma-repel once you have a full team. Okay, but counter argument, I think it's way more exciting to discover what Pokemon are on a specific route, not seeing all of them in your face at once. The level of excitement is you do a few encounters and then you're like, you see some Pokemon you've never seen before, or something that's like kind of rare, and it's like, whoa, I didn't know this could be here. As opposed to like Scarlet and Violet, like Overworld, where you go to an area and you just see everything in front of you already. Like, to me, that takes away the excitement. Be the same to me if you had overworld encounters, but no overworld shinies like Sword and Shield. Okay, well, if you can say that, then I'm on board with what you're giving me. I think Sword and Shield did it really well. I liked the mix. I liked the mix of overworld and traditional encounters. I think that worked great, but I need the overworld to not show up shiny. I think it just takes a lot of it away for me in terms of like excitement. Like Sword and Shield was cool. Now, if I were to like critique it, because obviously it's not a perfect game, I think the traditional ingress encounters in Sword and Shield, I'm not a fan of the exclamation point. I wish it was just like other games where if you just like run, like you just have a chance of encountering stuff, as opposed to like doing a circle and then waiting for an exclamation point to show up. Like, I think the traditional encounters could be tweaked a bit in Sword and Shield, but I love how they did Overworld in Sword and Shield. That's fair. It's just personal preference thing. What style find more exciting? Casual playthrough. Yeah, I just like, I feel like with Scarlet and Violet, like I just genuinely like, there was no sense of wonder or excitement for me with like the overworld stuff, because like, yeah, like you see everything right in front of you. At least with Sword and Shield, because they had like this mix, like you could see like some things and be like, what's that? Or you could like do some encounters and see completely different stuff, which was cool. Do some like the ingress encounters, you know? Yeah, there was always something like really, and I think part of it too is like, it might not 100% be the overworld thing. It might be like the routes versus open world. Part of the excitement in like Pokemon games is when you get to a new route, you just don't know what you're gonna encounter. Scarlet and Violet, there like weren't really any routes, and you also saw everything in front of you immediately, you know? Like I liked the idea. I think if they did like newer gens, kind of like not Legends, kind of like Sword and Shield, where like they have routes, but there is like a wild area as well. I feel like that would work the best. They just need to make the wild areas better. Like, I will definitely admit the wild area in Sword and Shield is pretty barren and like does not look good. But if they just like perfect that formula, I feel like it could work really well. Kind of get like the best of both worlds. But you're still not going to satisfy the people that just want easy shinies. Which, I mean, to them, I'd say, well, you got Scarlet and Violet and Legends Arceus to go back to. It'd be like no different than people saying, oh, you want a harder shinies? Play older games. Like, it's so hypocritical. How is it already 4:28? I also have not stopped recording. I have a 2-hour recording. I'm going to take a quick break and then I will be right back. I've returned. Where's my counter? Dude, I kind of thought the shiny on the right, or the Litwick on the right was shiny. Shiny Unown R now. Are you RNG manipulating the Unown in Legends, or are you just going like crazy hard? What's my goal for the day? 15,000. I mean, I'll probably go past that. I don't really have a goal. Just going crazy hard. Yeah, I need to start going for the alpha ones. I gotta get the stupid Litwick first though. $35 a run or so. The issue is like it's not consistent how many Unown you get. Sometimes you'll get like 4 and sometimes you'll get like 8 or something. And it's like, ugh. You get like 4, it really sucks. Dude, I might have to start like not using my ring light. I feel like lately my eyes have been feeling like almost glossy. Where like, you ever feel like you get something in your eye and it's like kind of not like fuzzy, but like, I don't know, like feels like something's in your eye. I've been getting that lately. But like, I feel like as soon as I turn the ring light around and it's like not as harsh on me, it's been like better. Random thought about shiny overworld encounters. It's probably why the snacks worth legendaries are shiny locked. That's actually not, unfortunately. They just shiny locked them because they want to. People have done shiny lock removals for them, and they don't get rolled until you encounter the legendary and it plays like a cutscene, and the shiny value doesn't get rolled until the cutscene plays. So if they weren't locked, they'd be like normal reset hunts. It's really sad. It would have been really cool if we could just hunt those. Yeah. I made a tweet yesterday because I got a shiny shadow Raikou in Go, and I'm like, it's crazy that like we live in an era now where you can literally just hunt for shadow shiny legendaries in Go, but in the mainline games you can't get any legendary shiny. At least in like the newer ones. Very sad. I wonder if my eyes have been weird because of how much I've been hunting this stupid Litwick. Normally when I shiny hunt, I don't like only do the switch. So even if I have like my light on, it normally isn't like directly facing my eyes. But with this Litwick hunt, it's been like that every single time. I just need to get this thing soon, man. This is absurd. I definitely think I will do runaways if I get to 20k without finding the shiny. I think that'll be a fair trade-off. I don't want to just immediately go back to runaways with the risk I face, but if I get to 20k, it's like, all right, it's just not happening. Do 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 do. I just need one of these Litwicks to have a green eye. How crazy would that be? It had to be Litwick. You know, it's because I had to do the freaking... I got the marked one in Scarlet and Violet. And it's like... It just had to make this hunt feel worse by me already essentially getting like 400 plus shiny Litwicks in a different game. Being like, oh, you want one full odds? Yeah, you're gonna have to struggle for it. But honestly, I might feel better if I do runaways and just phase. Like, it really did not take long to get Vulpix and and Sizzlipede. So if I were to like phase again, you know, I would prefer not to, but you know, maybe it still wouldn't be as bad. It would be so crazy though if I got it like during a reset though. That'd be so cool. I think I am gonna push through the 20k. I'm gonna convince myself to do runaways, but I think I have to push through until I hit 20k before doing it. Also, there was that one person in chat, that Arthur, they said they did it for Sizzlipede, and I asked them, I'm like, wait, you did resets for it or runaways? And they didn't respond. And I'm like, I'm just never gonna get an answer on this. I'm just never gonna have that like clear-cut evidence that someone has like successfully reset for one of these shinies. The Great Brownie, thank you for the shiny luck. Anything new I missed? We had a discussion on Overworld versus traditional encounters. It was kind of a good discussion. But we have not found anything. I forgot to feed my buddy in Pokemon Go. I don't even know if it's worth it at this point. It's probably not worth it. It's weird. Sometimes when I open up Pokemon Go, I don't even get the I don't even get the loading screen for it. It'll just be like a black screen, and then it'll load the game up. It's really weird. Dang, the Burmy wasn't shiny. I still need one more trash Burmy shiny and go. Yep, I neglected my Jinx. I think I am gonna try to get it back to being excited. Don't take Pokemon Go seriously unless it's a community day. I used to take Pokemon Go so much more seriously than I do now. The game has really gone downhill. You need a new game to Professor Oak challenge. I'm sure there's a ton of games you could do. Didn't even know you could shiny hunt for Litwick here. Yeah, you can get all of the Pokemon shiny here. I got Vulpix and Sizzlipede before going for this Litwick, and we're just getting really bad luck with the Litwick. But the thing is, it's easier to hunt these with like runaways and stuff, but you can't do them boosted odds. They have to be full odds because you can't even get the shiny charm until much later in the game. Reinstalled Pogo to get all the Vivian patterns in Scarlet and Violet, and then immediately deleted it again. I still have never done like the postcard thing for Scarlet and Violet. I'm gonna have to do it for Gimme Ghoul. You take it way more seriously than you should. I used to, but it's just like the game just is so bad now. Like, it's still a fun game. It's just it's ran so poorly by the company that owns it. Your birthday was yesterday? Well, happy belated birthday. You're also making guides for them, but common ones have been done already. Oh, I see. Found a full odds Golbat and Brilliant Diamond last night while grinding in Victory Road. Nice, that's pretty cool. I've only found one random shiny in BDSP. It was Bronzong, which was like the worst thing I could have gotten. Because I did a playthrough of getting all shinies in BDSP. And I hunted for Bronzor in Wayward Cave. And I got a Zubat phase 1. And then I got Bronzor phase 2. But like ultimately it took me over 9,000 encounters to get it. And then after I beat the game, I evolved it because it was on my team to a Bronzong. And then like casually just found another Bronzong. Just trying to fill out the decks. I'm like, seriously. But it's fine. Because at least I have Bronzong live. Been trying for hours to find SID in Leaf Green Fire Red. Is it even possible from the beginning? Like your secret ID? I don't know how. I think you have to find a shiny to like figure out what it is. I don't think you can just find it from the beginning unless you use some sort of external tool. What's up, Leaf Green? Welcome in. Your birthday was 5 days ago. Nice. My birthday was a couple weeks ago. Shiny hunting and Go is the most fun during Spotlight Hour since the spawn is the best, but still full odds. Yeah, I kind of agree. Sometimes I wish Spotlight Hours were multiple hours long, but I kind of like that they're only 1 hour because then you don't feel like you have to like dedicate it like a lot to it. But you can still like grind and then have a good chance at a shiny. It feels like actually like shiny hunting as opposed to just getting like a bunch of shinies handed to you for free like community days and stuff. Like I genuinely think community days would still make sense even if they weren't like boosted shiny rate. $16,382 is your prediction. I mean, I just hope it's before 20k at this point, so I'll take anything that's less than 20k. 16,000 doesn't even seem that bad at this point. You're trying with a shiny but haven't succeeded. Are you talking like you're hunting like a starter, or just you're hunting a shiny and you haven't found one yet? Or do you have a shiny, you still haven't figured it out? You'd have to do more research. I haven't like looked into that. But I'm pretty sure the way it works is like you like find a shiny and then you have to like see what like its personality or whatever is. There's like some value you have to look on the shiny, and then you can like use that to calculate your SID. You have to RNG manipulate via external calculator. I don't think you have to. I'm pretty sure you can find it without RNG manipulation or a cheating device. You just have to find a shiny first. How many encounters did I start streaming with? We started at 14,500, so we've done 500 today. Does anyone still play 3DS? I mean, I've been playing through X and Y. If you're looking for friend codes for Friend Safari Grass type Glidden, well, I can't help you there. Mine's a poison type. You need one or the other regarding SID. Oh, okay. So you don't need to RNG manip with an external calculator. You just need either that or to find a shiny. So wait, Shmo, are you struggling to find a shiny, or you have a shiny and you still aren't sure what to do? That's what I'm confused at. You're playing gold on your 3DS right now? Nice. Yeah, I mean, like, the 3DS is a good console. It's not like people are still gonna be playing it despite them not gonna be able to do online connections soon. Think you're gonna Professor Oak challenge Eon Guardians? Never heard of it, but good luck. The new Virtual Boy emulator on 3DS is fire. Haven't seen it. I play X and Y before Legends ZA that and Gen 5 other gens you haven't played yet. X and Y. Just played it twice. It's okay. It's really okay. It's easy, so if you're like wanting to play through it quickly, then like that's great. But it's I definitely enjoyed playing through Black and White more, I will say. Actually struggling using a timer and spreadsheet. Can't find too much information. I wonder if the EU version is the USA version. Yeah, I don't know if I can help you there. I don't have enough info. There's info online though. Like you could probably do some research on it.
Does put a smile on my face.
Schmo Music, thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. Leaf Green, thank you for the shiny luck. Fan game based around the Lottie duo. Nice. Yeah, I've never been really interested in like the fan games, like the ROM hacks and stuff. The main reason is not because I like don't like them. It's just like I just don't really care for playing through Pokemon games. So just like playing through a Pokemon game, but slightly different. Big A with the no way.
Oh my gosh, my controller's vibrating.
Shockingly, you still haven't played through Black and White or X and Y. Well, my first playthrough of Black and White was when I did my Gen 5 Living Deck, so it was like recent. The game's wiki as the pickup table, nice. How did I not close that game out? What the heck? You want to be doing XY before ZA comes out? You got time. It's gonna be probably around a year before that game comes out. A lot of people seem to believe that like it's probably gonna be like late next year or something. Like I don't know. A lot of people are like they're taking their time now. They're listening to fans. It's not coming out this year. I am without a doubt certain that the only reason Legends ZA is coming out in 2025 is because they delayed the Switch 2. I think if the Switch 2 was coming out this year like it was originally supposed to, then Legends ZA would have come out November of this year. I think it's coming out early next year, and I think that's only like a couple months, like later than normal. Did you hear that the Citra emulator is being shut down? I don't know. I mean, I don't emulate, so I don't follow that stuff. I don't know what the Citra emulators are. You're thinking like June? I think it's gonna be like January or February of next year. Like it's gonna be like really early. Basically stopped playing Pokemon after Gen 4. He only went back to Gen 7 to 8 this year after playing Scarlet and Violet. So still gotta get 5 and 6. Yeah, I stopped playing after Gen 4. And I got back into it at like the tail end of Gen 6. So like Black and White and like X and Y were the games I like didn't play that much. Mega Houndoom better get a buff. I doubt they're gonna be buffing Megas. They're probably just gonna add more. But yeah, I'll be shocked if like Legends ZA is not like early next year. They haven't given us a release date, but I wouldn't be surprised if like the next time it's mentioned it gets a release date. Because the Switch 2 was supposed to come out this year, like in September. So if that was like gonna happen, then they would have just probably released it in November this year. But I think they want to release it with the Switch 2. So they are waiting till the Switch 2 comes out, and the Switch 2 is supposed to come out early next year now. I don't know if it's going to be a launch title, but if it is, then that won't shock me, but if it isn't, then I don't think it's going to take much longer for it to come out after the Switch 2 releases. They make Mega Incineroar, would be hilarious. A lot of people do seem to think that they're going to do Litten as one of the starters. Stepped after Gen 2, then get back in Gen 7. Wow, you missed a lot. That's a huge jump. For me, it was just like a few years. My first mainline game was Pearl. So like Gen 3 and 4 when I was like into mainline. Because I had Pearl and Ruby. And then I got Platinum. But then I didn't get Heart Gold, Soul Silver when they came out. I was kind of like, I don't need them. And then Black and White, I just wasn't interested at all. Probably cross-gen release. Yeah, that makes sense. They already, in the trailer, it shows Switch, so... I hope they release them at the same time. I hope it's not like the Switch version comes out and then like a month later the Switch 2 version comes out, because I wouldn't want to like wait to buy it. Legends Arceus came out in January 2022, and then they announced Scarlet and Violet for that November. I bet it'll be similar. Yeah, that would make sense. I don't think they're listening to fans in like the release schedule. I think it's just... I think, one, we're just not getting a November release this year because there's no, like, Ilka remake. And two, I think it's just because of the Switch 2 release date. For you, it was 3 to 8. That's when you weren't playing? That also seems like a really long jump. Mine was literally, like, a full generation and then part of another generation that I wasn't playing. Honestly thought it was done with Pokemon after skipping over 10 years of releases, but Legends Arceus got you back into the power of the Sinnoh nostalgia. Legends Arceus was like a really cool game. It did a lot of things right, especially lore-wise. Remember the R4 card for the Switch? Well, it did work on the Switch 2 as well. They have to do some hardware on the Switch 2, so the R4 won't work. That's why it's delayed Switch 2. I don't even remember hearing about an R4 on the Switch. I doubt that's the reason they're delaying the release. Apparently the console's been ready for like months already. Ready to release. My theory and what a lot of people believe is that they're just trying to make the Switch the highest selling game console of all time because they're like really close to beating out PlayStation 2. And what better way to do that than to just like wait another year or like wait another few months? Question is, will Switch 2 only, will it be Switch 2 only or Switch 2 enhanced like GS? Are you talking about Legends? Like if they do a double release? What do you mean by that? I don't know what you mean by that. Tried to play 3 when it came out on emulator, but back then emulation sucked. Yeah, my brother's friend just gave me a copy of Ruby. I'll never forget it. We were going camping and like, obviously we were all children. So like my brother's friend had to like get driven to our house before we went camping. And I was just like sitting in the truck waiting to go, playing my Pearl copy. And he like sees me playing it and he's like, oh, you like Pokemon? He's like, I think I have a Pokemon game in my mom's car. And he went and grabbed it. He like went back to his mom's car before she left and had Pokemon Ruby. And he gave it to me. And he's like, you can just have it. So he just gave it, and it's the one I still have. It's like, that's like one of the only games I had like kept all these years. You were a total DS Nintendo kid, quiet after Black White until Switch came out. Got you again into Pokemon. I think it's forever. Yeah. Although if they keep going the route they're going with like the mainline games, I probably won't be as interested. Gold and Silver were Game Boy and Game Boy Color on one cart, and the Crystal Game Boy Color only. Legends 8 ZA would be single release. I did not know that. I'm sure it's just going to be 2 different games, but they're going to be like, they're probably going to work the same. It's probably going to be like Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild got released on the Wii U and the Switch. It's probably just going to be like the Switch, like, just, I don't know, performs better on the Switch 2 or whatever. I think it's going to be the same game though. Be interesting if ZA was on Switch 2, considering if anything, Game Freak has history releasing on an old console after the new one comes out. ML released on the DS after the DS. Black 2, White 2 released after the 3DS. Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon released after the Switch. Yeah, but this is different. This is different because the current console that we have Pokemon games is the main console. It's not like a separate one. Like the 3DS was like with the Wii U era, but there weren't like mainline games on the Wii U. It was just the 3DS. And the 3DS like was still good for its time. Did Emerald come out after the DS? I didn't know that. I gotta look this up. September 16th, 2004. DS. Oh, it did. It wasn't like too far. Wait, what was that? Nintendo DS. Wait, hold on. What? No, it didn't. Emerald did not get released before after the DS. The DS came out like 2 months after the Emerald came out. What they did do though is I remember like Mystery Dungeon Red and Blue. One was on Game Boy Advance and one was on DS, but they're like the same game. So Xbox One and Series games do that single disc release thing. I just got an Xbox Series. I don't know how the discs work. I got it because my Xbox One stopped working. And I'm really annoyed now because I literally just bought an Xbox Series. And today they just revealed that they're releasing a SpongeBob Xbox Series. And I was like, I could have just bought this. That would have been so much cooler. But it's too late now and I'm not buying another one. Oh, was it before in Japan? Interesting. 15,000, let's go. I disagree. I'm not very fond of being this far on this hunt. At this point, we don't know if the Switch 2 can play Switch carts. If it can, you'll bet they'll do Switch 2 Enhanced ZA in a single cart. One of those Zelda games did that with the Game Boy Color and GBA. I still did. Like, don't get me wrong. Allegedly, the Switch 2 is supposed to be backwards compatible. We don't know 100%, but that's what like a lot of rumors and like quote unquote leaks are saying. You're comparing like home consoles with handhelds. I don't think that's a valid comparison. It's probably just going to be this. It's going to be more like Breath of the Wild, in my opinion, if they do a dual release. Where it's just the same game, but it's like visually probably, well, I mean, knowing Pokemon, who knows? But like Breath of the Wild had like better graphics on the Switch and ran better on the Switch than the Wii U, but it was like the same game, you know? Wasn't like an enhanced version. It was just the game was like designed for the Switch, but they like optimized it for the Wii U. I have a feeling that's what they're gonna do for ZA. First game was Blue. You played every version and remakes since, except for Gen 6, so Legends ZA will be your first Cal experience. That's interesting, as Legends ZA is only going to be taking place in one city in Kalos, and it's not going to be like a full Kalos experience. You only get to see a little part of Kalos. Breath of the Wild used 2 different media formats. That's the only reason it was the 2 releases. Yeah, but like you're acting like they can't do that for like a ZA game, like for Legends. Like I don't think they're gonna have an enhanced version of ZA on the Switch 2. I think it's gonna be pretty much the same game, but probably runs better. Because it's no secret, it's hard to sell copies of a new game when the new game is exclusive to a console that just came out that not many people have. The reason why Pokemon games sell so well is because so many people own the Switch. Again, like, I think the reason they're delaying the Switch 2 release date is because they're trying to make the Switch the highest selling console of all time. Because they're pretty close to that. Like, most people just have access to a Switch. It would be kind of a dumb move for them to only release Legends ZA on the Switch 2, because then a lot of people just like won't buy it because they won't have access to it, because like a lot less people are in the market to buy a full new console than just a game. So I think they'll do a dual release, one on the Switch. Either that, or maybe it's just gonna be the same game and it's just gonna work on both consoles. Like, they'll be like the same kind of cartridges. Who knows? Do you mean like enhanced meaning different game? I mean like how Gold and Silver had color on. I don't remember. I've never heard that Gold and Silver had like a Game Boy original release. I never knew that. Shiny female Quilava. Did you just get one? If you did, congrats. Wouldn't be surprised if CA was just a Switch game that also runs on the Switch too. Yeah, honestly, I can kind of see that happening too. But I think the reason they're waiting for a 2025 release date is because of the Switch 2. So that kind of pokes a hole in that theory. But I mean, who knows? Like, again, like, people say, like, oh, Game Freak's listening to us, they're taking the time. I don't believe that. I think ZA is just going to come out right when the Switch 2 comes out. Oh, it didn't have 2 releases? It just worked. Oh, I never knew that. I never knew that you could just play Gold and Silver on a Game Boy Original. I never owned the Game Boy Original or Game Boy Color. I only owned a Game Boy Advance, so I never knew about that kind of stuff. That's interesting, though. In Legends Arceus, nice, congrats. Breath of the Wild was the second double release Zelda. Twilight Princess was the first one they did. Interesting. I had no idea that you could play Game Boy Color games on the Game Boy Original. I know you can play like any Game Boy game on a Game Boy Advance. You can play like Game Boy Color and Game Boy Original games on a Game Boy Advance. I didn't know you could do it like the opposite way for the first 2. Yo, McNugs with the 21 months. That's crazy. What the heck? Thank you so much, McNugs. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, this crazy number. I'm over this one. This hunt sucks, man. This would be like going 30k for a 1-in-8192, which I do way too often now. This is just absurd. Thinking ZA will be like that. It's a Switch 2 game that also runs on the Switch. Yeah, I could see that. I feel like that would make... I don't know. I feel like if they market it as a Switch 2 game, it like wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be good though, unless they just did a dual release. Yeah, this is full odds. This would be like completely unrealistic if we were like not full odds hunting it and getting this number. This is also pretty unrealistic doing this full odds, I will say, but it's not unheard of. Someday this thing will have a green eye, but I guess it probably won't be today. Currently SRing for Kyogre and Sapphire. Nice, good luck. Make sure you don't have a dead battery. I did 18,000 for Groudon with a dead battery and didn't realize that was a thing. Pokemon also isn't technically first party Nintendo, so you doubt they'll limit their sales to Switch 2 just so Nintendo can move new consoles. Yeah, but Pokemon Company is like partially like Nintendo. I actually recently just saw a video. It was like Pokemon Company is like Game Freak, Creatures, and Nintendo like coming together to create the Pokemon Company. As opposed to just being like its own separate thing. But it is like technically second party. I just think that Nintendo, they probably have more of a say than we think, and it's probably like, hey, we're gonna make a lot more money if you do it this way, you know? That's what the Xbox games do now, so there's a precedent. Yeah, which is interesting because I think that's kind of like, don't get me wrong, I'm down for it. But I feel like that's such a bad move, like business move. Like, for me, the only reason I just bought an Xbox Series is because my Xbox One completely just stopped working. If that didn't happen, I just would never have a reason to buy an Xbox Series because I can play all the games on my Xbox One, you know? Pokemon Company is first party, Creatures and Game Freak are the second party, I believe. Well, because like the Pokemon Company is partially owned by Nintendo. It's like Nintendo, Game Freak, and Creatures are like, they like partnered to make the Pokemon Company. Because obviously Game Freak and Creatures are separate from Nintendo, but Pokemon Company is like under all three of them. Which I didn't know that's how that worked. I thought the Pokemon Company was kind of like its own thing. You replace them yourself? Nice. That's the best way to do it. To be fair, Xbox, PlayStation mostly make money off of software sales, not hardware. That is true. But I mean, I feel like a lot of people are saying like the Xbox Series and the PS5 have like failed as consoles when the Switch like went crazy. Maybe also Nintendo, you don't know about them? I mean, it probably is, but I mean, again, I think the reason why they are delaying the Switch 2 release is to make the Switch the most selling console of all time. So I think they make quite a bit of money off of the console. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, that's true. They gotta have the console to like play the games. But they do, you can easily buy more games for a console than console itself. Like, people don't have to buy the console as much, so who knows? I'm sure they definitely make way more money off of game sales, but it's not like they don't make money off of the games. Is the Switch close to being number one? Yeah, it's like really close behind PlayStation 2, I believe. I could probably do like a quick fact check. Let's see. PlayStation 2 sales numbers. 158 million units as of February 2024. Nintendo Switch sales numbers. 139 million units. So yeah, they'd have to sell like 20 million, 19 million more units to like pass them up. Which, yeah, like originally the Switch was supposed to be announced this month. And then the Switch 2 was supposed to be announced this month. And then released September of this year. But recently it was like, oh, it's been delayed. Like, there's people like that have leaked this stuff, and it's not even like people are saying like it's not we got the info wrong. It was no, they actually are just delaying it, and that's one of the main reasons that people believe. There's no like actual reason that we know of. It's just like that's the main reason they believe, which I believe it too. Because like, what better way to get like the best selling console is to just make its lifespan longer, you know, before making it obsolete. Japanese corporations are strange, and how they incorporate the Pokemon Company is its own thing, but also not. Yeah, it is kind of weird like that. But I'm going to end it here. No shiny yet again today. Maybe soon. Who knows? I'm losing hope. But that's going to be it for the stream. Thank you to everyone who tuned in, and I will see you next time.